Okay, Coach. Well, with the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Cincinnati Bengals. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Ready.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercise before this one, and they're paying off.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off play action. Womack. And finding the tight end Hooper. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. Freeman a first down and more. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point safely through. And that makes the score 7-0. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go. 8, read. Watch the run. 5.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Get it.
2nd and 3. It's complete to Lockett. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside.
Let's go now. 18, Gator. You better bring it. You better bring it. Pilot, 64, weak. You better bring it.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ready?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Come on, baby. Come on, let's go. Shoot. 61, matchbox lights. 36.
2nd and 4. It's caught, blocked it. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, step it back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Check. Greystone, travel. Hey, Delta. Say go.
He'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, Haywood. Down.
2nd and 10. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
At the 37-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, Womack toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, but now it's 3rd down.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Bravo.
Operating from the gun, Womack. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Back to throw. Womack. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Update now from a game going on in Pittsburgh. And the Steelers there out to an early lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Hey, Charlie! Go! Go!
They'll look to throw now on first down. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Pull it high.
Now Joe Mixon. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
Let's go now. 30 base.
Hey, 4 down.
Ready?
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Looking to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Ready. 15 line. 15 line. Oh, here we go. Oh. Shoot.
They're going to look to throw. He's got his man, Boyd. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Boyd, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Lutz with the extra point. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins got home that time. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And Freeman lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they're going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
90 Wolf. 54. Mike, 54. I don't think you got it, son. Get it.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
On the ready. General West. Watch the run.
Mixon with a first down carry. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
80 weapon.
They'll run with Mixon. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Ready to break.
45, Mike, 45. You don't want none. Pick up the ball.
5. Go.
Now back to throw. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Here we go. 50, plant.
Go, D. Let's go.
You draw Corker. Snap.
Mixon with it. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
6 guys. Check 6. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Ready.
They'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
First down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business.
That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. What's good on the extra point? And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. From the gun, Womack. Caught by Jones. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Womack. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. 2nd and 5. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 16. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Gets it off to Freeman. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. Being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
3rd and long.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. From the gun, Womack to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. Well, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
I got you, son. I got you, son. Kick.
Topper. Now.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
Ready.
This is Mixon on the draw. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Second and 6. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll drop the throw. And his throw is incomplete. It was Desmond Trufant right there, step for step in coverage.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball.
So left side, it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 38-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Ready?
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Switch to 61. Matchbox lights. Get it.
From the gun to give to Mixon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Come on,
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Here we go. Kill,
Greystone, travel.
kill, turn up. Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
Let's go.
Back to throw here. That is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. In for the score. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, let's get there. Spons.
Recon, 132 fighter.
26, check 26.
Hey, zoom. Now.
Throwing again. Womack. He completes it to Jones. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Ready.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the slap.
Operating from the gun. Womack. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Womack. This one caught by Ridley. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Line 54.
He'll drop to throw. He finds his running back, Mixon. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll set up to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Back to throw again. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Delano Hill. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. 2X for a rookie quarterback.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
To throw on 2nd down. Womack. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here we go. 60 or.
Choose the mic.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Womack. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. Touchdown, Falcons. Kendrick Bourne, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
60 Pittsburgh.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Go, go.
58's the Mike. 58's the Mike.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's able to out-muscle him here as he pulls it in. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ready up.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On the delay, it's Mixon. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. 2nd and 1. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's Desmond Trufant. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Tight end right. Tight end right. 3 down. Let's go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get into that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Freeman again. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Ready.
Here's Freeman. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
It's 2nd down.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, and it's 3rd and short. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on.